ShadowLand by Lovey Brown. Over the past few weeks, Skyy struggled to settle into her new home in ShadowLand. Helly, her big sister, thought it might be a good idea to take a job babysitting, so she introduced her to Lovey Brown. Lovey was a rapper and record producer, among other things. She lived in a beautiful beachfront mansion on the edge of town with her handsome professional athlete husband Brian, their two loving children, Ryan 2, Morgan 9 months, and their doggie, Amabella. Lovey and Skyy made fast friends. She found herself babysitting a lot. 1, because Lovey was so busy, and 2, because she enjoyed their company so much. Lovey's home was the heart of the social scene in ShadowLand. It was here that young Skyy Storm met David Wood and his lovely wife Jennifer. They took a liking to Skyy and explained that their teen son was new to town and spent most of his time in his room playing guitar. They thought it would be nice for the two to meet and socialize a bit. Skyy graciously accepted their dinner offer. Later that night, after the party was cleaned up, everyone went home and the kids were tucked cozily in their beds. Lovey and Brian didn't waste time, drifting off to dreamland. Ah! Lovey Brown shrieked as she jumped up in bed, waking Brian in a panic.
Babe, are you okay?
He questioned.
Was it the dream again?
As Brian gently held her, he pulled her into a deep embrace, then passionately touched her face as he kissed her mouth. He always had the right touch when it came to calming her down. As Lovey tried to collect her thoughts, she began to explain. It was different this time. She was here, in this room, watching us as we slept. And I think she tried to touch me. I couldn't see her at first, but I know she was there. I could feel her next to me. I looked down at my clothing and it was an antique gown, blood red. I walked up to the mirror, and as it came into focus, Well? Brian asked. She looked like me, except her face. She looked like me, but her face. Pale and ghostly, her crimson eyes drenched in tears as she hauntingly stared into Lovey's eyes. The image now burned in her memory, chilled her to the bone.
I'm sorry, babe. It's 3 in the morning. I know these night terrors are awful. Maybe you should see Dr. Zell again. Try to get some rest for now.
Brian comforted her as he kissed her goodnight. There he stood before her, and drop-dead handsome at that. When David Wood met the teen girl, he immediately asked her to meet his son, who was also new to town. They might even have a little in common, he added. Yet in a million years, Skyy could never have imagined. Drake Xander is David's son? Teen idol Drake? Who somehow slipped out of the limelight recently? And has been on hiatus ever since? Her heart pounded deeply within her chest, and she tried desperately to keep her face from turning the color of her hair. Dear God, she prayed to herself quietly. Please not let me say anything awkward. Skyy gasped for a breath to speak, but as she stared into his dreamy blue eyes, she reminisced. How many times alone in her room back in Pinkerton, she would listen to his hit song, Lost in Your Eyes, and make out with her pillow, pretending it was him. The room began to swim, and all at once Skyy's knees buckled beneath her. Imagine her surprise, not only to wake up on the couch, but in the arms of Drake. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I've been under such stress lately. My parents' disappearance, my moving to a whole new town. My sister is technically my mom now?
Shh,
He said gently, holding her hand.
believe me, I understand. I'm a good listener. And I promise I'm here when you need to talk. You just fainted. Maybe you should eat something. I've been through a lot myself lately.
Skyy trembled in his arms as he stared into her eyes with such loving concern. To be continued. Thank you for watching Sims of Shadowland. Find us at facebook.com/Sims of Shadowland.